Wang Chuqin world number 1, down 2 sets. And the arena knows what that usually means. Lose here, and he's out. At least, that's what everyone in the arena believe. Early control. Sora Matsushima attacked early. Fast off the bounce. No hesitation. Wang Chuqin missed more than usual. Short returns sat up. The crowd went quiet. This didn't look like pressure. It looked like a disruption. First turn. By the second game, people weren't cheering. They were watching, because this wasn't noise anymore. This was real. Score reveal. Sora led, 2-1. Wang Chuqin had won nothing easily. Mid-match tension. Sora kept pressing. Early timing. Sharp angles. Wang Chuqin stayed composed, but something was missing. Then came the fourth game. Long rallies, small margins, no free points. Crisis moment. That game slipped too. Now it was 3-1. And this is the moment top seeds don't usually escape. Shift. Then something changed. Not the score, not the tactics. His body language. Adjustment. Wang Chuqin slowed the rallies, pulled Sora wider, forced longer exchanges. The points stretched. The errors moved. The crowd leaned back in. Momentum 1 game back, then another. Not loud, not dramatic, just steady. Decider setup. Everything came down to 1 game. No room left, no safety net. Final release, long rally, short push, 1 opening. Wang Chuqin didn't rush it, he finished it. This was the WTT Finals. Hong Kong. A reminder, number 1 rankings don't disappear quietly, but pressure changes everything, especially at the Olympics. If you live for comebacks like this, smash that like button and subscribe, because trust me, the next one will blow your mind. Zhendong Olympic stage. The pressure starts here. The noise hits before the first ball. Zhendong stands, still, focused, calm. But across from him, Harimoto erupts, screaming, charging, firing himself into a frenzy. Before you can process it, Harimoto blasts the 2020 Olympic silver medalist with a crushing score in the first set. This isn't just a strong start. It's Harimoto's chaos slamming into fans' calm. Fire versus ice. Is Zhendong really in danger, or is this the spark before the giant wakes up? The storm bursts. Harimoto comes in hard, explosive, fearless. Zhendong doesn't flinch. The crowd can barely breathe. What happens next shocks everyone. Harimoto doesn't slow down, attacking relentlessly. Pressure, chaos. Attack after attack. Zhendong's iron focus finally wavers. Then the match rewrites itself. Suddenly you feel it. Zhendong erupts with precision. Harimoto is pushed back, helpless. The throne tilts back toward its king. Every rally bends to fans' will. Relentless, merciless, controlled. The match levels out. The arena holds its breath. Momentum, shift. It snaps him awake. Harimoto ignites, fast and fearless. Even Zhendong is driven back. Locked in, Fan turns defense into instant offense. Every touch now a counterstrike. Slowly, relentlessly, he pulls the momentum back under control. The decisive moment. With sharp focus, Fan punishes every loose ball. Control tightens until Harimoto has no space left to breathe. Zhendong completes the comeback. Calm, ruthless, unstoppable. Paris Olympics. At this level, control beats volume. And sometimes, experience faces a different kind of challenge. Ma Long, 2-time Olympic champion. And somehow, down 0-3. No one saw this coming. The stadium? Electric. A rally that would shock the world was about to unfold. Lin strikes, first Lin's relentless attack, tore through Ma Long's defense. The crowd felt the shift immediately. Doubt creeps. In Lin's pace didn't let up, and Ma Long's defense was starting to crack. The pressure was building. The dragon was in trouble. Shockwaves, Lin's shots were devastating, and Ma Long couldn't keep up. The crowd gasped as the veteran was backed into a corner. The veteran refuses to lose. Ma Long fought back with precision, his experience shining through. Lin's confidence started to waver. Momentum slips. Ma Long surged forward with each rally, tightening his grip on the match. Lin's momentum was slipping away, fast. Suffocation. Ma Long's relentless pressure suffocated Lin's every move. The nightmare ends. Ma Long completed his comeback with a powerful final surge. Lin had no answer. The dragon had awakened. World Cup. Macau. Comebacks don't always roar, but silence feels different when you're playing on someone else's home soil. If you live for comebacks like this, smash that like button and subscribe, because trust me, the next one will blow your mind. Hugo Calderano, China, semifinal. The crowd had already chosen a side. 7 games on the line. Across the table, Wang Chuqin, world number 1, on home soil. Hugo didn't look away. This wasn't about talent. It was about whether he could survive long enough for belief to matter. Calm before storm. Hugo started well. Calm, precise, controlled. But Wang Chuqin didn't rush, he didn't panic. He waited. Could Hugo hold this pace? Then everything flipped. Suddenly, Wang Chuqin seized control. Every strike was sharp, ruthless, and merciless in pursuit of dominance. Pressure piled on, and Hugo's rhythm began to crack. Each rally grew faster, fiercer, the tension almost unbearable. Wang Chuqin took control. Each shot, precise and deadly. The arena trembled. History was on the verge of repeating. But that point changed absolutely everything. Momentum flipped. Hugo struck back with raw power and fearless aggression. Every forehand ignited the crowd. Rallies became brutal battles. Raw grit, no mercy, just will against will. Every point hung in the air. Silence, trembling with awe. The decisive moment. Everything hung on that final rally. Hugo stood tall. Wang Chuqin refusing to give an inch. The crowd roaring around them. World Cup stage. Belief travels, even into hostile rooms. And sometimes, the biggest swings happen without noise. Lin Shidong, 19 years old. Final stage. The arena was shaking. Every rally is loud. Across the table, Ma Long, 2-time Olympic champion. This wasn't about trophies. It was about whether youth could survive experience. Could Lin stay here long enough for belief to matter? Lin strikes first. From the opening ball, the 19-year-old showed no fear. Lin Shidong attacked Ma Long with ruthless speed, sending shockwaves through the arena. Then everything flipped. The dragon refuses to lose. But Ma Long wasn't rattled. The 2-time Olympic champion steadied the game, tightened his placement, and slowed Lin Shidong's rhythm with clinical precision. Then, experience speaks, Ma Long dictated the rallies, forcing Lin Shidong into mistakes. Each forehand from Ma Long carried weight, experience crushing youthful fire. But all in a sudden, a battle of nerves. This was survival mode. Lin Shidong unleashed everything. Blistering forehands, fearless rallies, non-stop aggression. But Ma Long dug deep, refusing to yield. This rally broke the match open. Lin Shidong refuses to fold. Lin Shidong wasn't done. He stormed back with fearless aggression, ripping forehands like he had nothing to lose. Every shot louder, bolder, hungrier. Then, the teenager turns the tide. Suddenly, Lin Shidong controlled the tempo, smashing through Ma Long's defenses. The teenager owned the court. The crowd sensed history brewing. The passing of the torch. Everything came down to one final set. Point by point, rally by rally, Lin Shidong refused to blink. Ma Long fought hard, but in vain. China smash final. Some moments don't crown champions, but nothing tests control, like losing what should have been finished. If you live for comebacks like this, smash that like button and subscribe, because trust me, the next one will blow your mind. Qiu Dang down 1-9. Qiu Dang somehow turned it around and pulled off a 19-17 win. This wasn't just a comeback. It was Anton Kjellberg's meltdown in slow motion. But how did Qiu Dang stay in control? Fire ignites. Anton came out blazing. Loud, charged, explosive. Qiu Dang absorbed it all. Calm and unshaken, stealing the opener with icy precision. What came next, nobody saw coming. False control. This time Anton's fire caught. He hit harder, shouted louder, and seemed to bend the rhythm completely to his will. Then, Qiu's counter Qiu Dang tightened the screws. Disciplined, sharp, suffocating. Anton's sparks hit a wall, and then the match rewrote itself. The breakpoint, chaos everywhere. Both refusing to fold, trading haymakers and nerve. Anton roared, but Qiu never moved. When the crowd thought the set was about to finish, until they saw this, a set everyone had written off, suddenly flipped on its head. Finally, collapse or control. Anton pushed, but Qiu stayed iron solid. The fire faded and Qiu closed the door with cold efficiency. Frankfurt. Matches like this don't end careers, they redefine them. It wasn't just a comeback, it was survival, and Qiu Dang mastered it. After watching the most unreal table tennis comeback ever, which part surprised you the most? Comment below and share your thoughts with the reason why.